International Date Line Ideal. The International Date Line Ideal is an imaginary line on the surface of the Earth that runs from the north to the south pole and it demarcates one calendar day from the next. It passes through the middle of the Pacific Ocean, roughly following the 180-degree longitude, but it deviates at Aleutian Islands, Fiji, Samoa, and Gilbert Islands. The International Date Line is on the opposite side of the Earth's prime meridian. The prime meridian helps to define universal time and is the meridian from which all other time zones are calculated. A traveler crossing the international date line is bound, that is, from Japan to USA, subtracts 1 day or 24 hours so that the calendar date to the west of the line is repeated after the following midnight. Crossing the ideal west bound results in 24 hours being added, advancing the calendar date by 1 day. Longest day in the northern hemisphere 21 June, shortest day in the northern hemisphere 22 in December, equal day and night in the northern hemisphere 21 March and 23 September, longest day in the southern hemisphere 22 December, shortest day in the southern hemisphere 21 June, equal day and night to in the southern hemisphere 21 March and 23 September. The Earth's movement, it rotates on its own axis from west to east once in every 24 hours. It causes day and night. It revolves around the sun in an orbit once in every 365 days. It causes the season and the year rotation of Earth. It spins on its imaginary axis from west to east in 23 hours, 56 minutes and 40.91 seconds. The rotational speed at equator is maximum 1967 km per hour and then decreases towards the poles where it is zero. The rotation of the Earth has the following implications such as causation of day and night, change in the direction of winds and ocean currents, rise and fall of tides every day, a difference of 1 hour between the two meridians which are 15 degrees apart, revolution of Earth. It is the Earth's motion in elliptical orbit around the sun. It takes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 45.51 seconds. The revolution of Earth results in changes of season, variation of length of days and nights at different times of the year, shifting of the wind belts. Perihelion, the position of the Earth of any other planet in its orbit when it is at its nearest point to the sun. The Earth reaches its perihelion about 3rd January at a distance of about 147 million kilometers. Aphelion, the position of the Earth of any other planet in its orbit when it is at its distance from point from the sun. The Earth reaches its aphelion on 4 July when the Earth is at distance of 152 million kilometers. Summer solstice, on June 21, the Earth is so located in the orbit that the sun is overhead on the tropic of Cancer, 23.5 north. On this date, the northern hemisphere is tipped towards the sun, having the longest day, while the southern hemisphere is tipped away from the sun, having the shortest day. On December 22, the sun is overhead on tropic of Capricorn, 23 degrees south, resulting in the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Equinoxes, 2 days in a year when day and night are equal throughout the world, are equinoxes. The vernal equinox occurs on March 21. It is also called the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and autumn equinox occurs on September 23. Midnight sun. The phenomenon is observed in the Arctic and Antarctic zones around midsummer when the sun does not sink below the horizon throughout 24 hours of the day and therefore may be seen at midnight. This is the direct consequence of the inclination of the axis of the Earth to the plane of the orbit. Eclipses. A solar eclipse occurs between sun rays and new moon when the moon passes directly in front of the sun so that its shadow lies on the Earth. In other words, the moon lies between the sun and the Earth. The lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth comes in between the sun and the moon so that the shadow of the Earth is cast on the moon. A lunar eclipse takes place on the full moon.